Genghis Khan, Legacy of the Great Khan. Genghis Khan emerges as a colossus, his conquests spanning continents. Yet, the saga of his early years, and the family that shaped him, remains shrouded in mystery. Born into the lineage of warriors, Yasujai, heralded as the brave, was a descendant of Kabul Khan. Destiny played its hand when Yasujai, alongside his brothers, crossed paths with Chilidu, who was with Hoglun, his bride from the Alkunagud. Their encounter led to Chilidu's retreat and Hoglun becoming Yasujiai's wife. Yasujai and Chilidu had a son. He was born clutching a blood clot, a powerful omen on the steppe. Temujin was immediately set apart. This sign, as ancient as the land itself, whispered of a future filled with power and conquest, of a leader who would rise to unite the Mongolian tribes under a single banner. Years passed and it was time to find a bride for Temujin. Yasujai turned to Hoglun's tribe, the Alkunagud, where he met Day the Wise. Day presented an omen, a white falcon clutching the sun and moon, signaling a prosperous alliance through his daughter, Borte, to Yasujai. But fate's will turned grimly for Yasujai. On his journey home, he stumbled into a Tatar camp, where he was recognized and poisoned, a slow and cruel end to the life of a warrior who dreamed of unity. Days later, he dies in Hoglun arms. Life became very tough for Temujin and his family. Without Yasujai, they were left out in the cold, both by the harsh weather and by their tribe, who turned their backs on them. When he is 15 in the wake of adversity, Temujin stood tall amidst the ruins of his trials, his spirit unbroken. Leadership was thrust upon him not by choice but by necessity, a mantle he bore with a resilience that inspired those around him. Yet, the shadows of envy and betrayal lurked close, biding their time. The clan that abandoned them, driven by greed and the lust for power, saw Temujin not as a leader but as a threat to be quelled. Their decision to invade his camp was swift, a storm unleashed with the intent to capture and crush the burgeoning leader beneath their heel. As the enemy descended upon them, Temujin faced a harrowing choice, to fight and risk the lives of his loved ones or to flee and live to fight another day. His decision to lead the danger away was a testament to his cunning and his unwavering dedication to those he vowed to protect. For 9 grueling days, Temujin became a ghost upon the steppe, his every step shadowed by the relentless pursuit of his enemies. The hunt was merciless, a game of survival where the stakes were life itself. Captured at last, Temujin found himself facing the very abyss he had sought to avoid. Yet, even bound and at the mercy of his captors, he saw opportunity where others saw only despair. In the heart of enemy territory, under the cloak of night, his enemies were celebrating. The captors, drunk on triumph and the spoils of their raid, let down their guard. As the revelry of his captors fills the night, Temujin, bound but unbowed, plots his escape. The moment for action draws near, the river's silent flow promising a path to freedom. With a burst of desperate courage, Temujin overpowers his nearest guard, a silent struggle that ends with him sprinting towards the river. His captors' celebrations mask his flight, every step widening the gap between captivity and freedom. He makes it to the river but decides to come back. Even in flight, Temujin's mind was as sharp as the edge of a blade. With a wooden yoke still on him as he turns the situation to his advantage, blackmailing the guard into setting him free and securing him a horse. In the year 1182, Temujin, at the age of 16, returns to claim his wife, Borte. With a sense of purpose, he brings her back to his camp, entrusting her safety to his mother, Hoglun. The yurt, a symbol of his beginnings, stands against the vast backdrop of the Mongolian steppe. Temujin, driven by the need to reclaim his people and establish his power, seeks alliances. He approaches Togrul, an old friend of his late father, asking for his support. The alliance between Temujin and Togrul marks a turning point, word spreads, attracting the support of other clans. Yet, their unity is immediately tested by the Merkits, seeking vengeance for a past abduction, who launch a raid, kidnapping Temujin's wife Borte. In a daring move to recover his wife, Temujin secures the assistance of Togrul, and, notably, Jamukha, his childhood friend and now chief of a neighboring clan. Together, they orchestrate a retaliatory strike against the Merkits, a mission that not only rescues Borte but also rekindles the bond between Temujin and Jamukha. Their clans unite, declaring the two leaders as blood brothers, a bond symbolized by their sharing of a single bed, an intimacy that becomes a source of tension. They were so close that they reportedly slept under the same covers at night. As their alliance strengthens, jealousy brews within the confines of Temujin's yurt. Holan and Borte, wary of Jamuka's influence, whisper rumors, sowing seeds of doubt in Temujin's mind. The growing rift culminates in Temujin's decision to sever ties with Jamuka, a choice that leads most of the clan to rally around Temujin. Temujin's reputation grew, inspiring more clans to join them out of respect or fear. Meanwhile, Jamuka, now an adversary, lurks at the edges of Temujin's expanding influence. Tensions escalate when a lone assassin from Temujin's camp murders Jamuka's brother, prompting a vengeful attack. In retaliation, Jamuka attacks Temujin's camp. Temujin and his clan were unprepared for such an attack. After the attack and realizing his weakness, Temujin vows to never be caught off guard again, and decides to transform his men into warriors. The conflict between the former friends reaches its peak in a decisive battle. Temujin, now a seasoned leader, anticipates Jamuka's attack, leading to a crushing victory for Temujin. Jamuka flees, seeking refuge with the Naimans, but is ultimately betrayed by his own people and delivered to Temujin. In a final confrontation between the two, Temujin offers Jamuka a pardon, a gesture of their once unbreakable bond. Jamuka, however, chooses death over dishonor. Temujin, in a display of respect and a poignant acknowledgement of their shared history, grants his request. This act, while cementing Temujin's authority, also marks the somber end of a friendship, and he grieves the man he once called his blood brother. As for the people that betrayed Jamuka, Temujin had no mercy. He executed all of them, including women and children. Temujin's ambition burns as fiercely as the sun over the vast Mongolian steppe. His quest for unification under his banner is relentless. Tribe after tribe, those who oppose him face the might of his ever-growing army. Through sheer force and strategic genius, Temujin has over 2 million people following him, cementing his dominion over the steppes. With his victories piling as high as the mountains, the tribal chieftains bestow upon Temujin the title of Genghis Khan, the universal ruler. His personal life flourishes alongside his empire. He takes more wives, fathering at least 4 sons who are destined to carry on his legacy. Yet, his thirst for conquest knows no bounds. Summoning the largest assembly in Mongol history, Genghis Khan stands before a sea of faces, each chieftain a wave in the ocean that is his empire. This gathering marks a pivotal moment in Mongol history, uniting diverse tribes with the singular goal of expansion. The Mongol army, a relentless force, lays siege to Zhongdu, which is now Beijing, the gleaming capital of the Jin Empire. For a year, the city's inhabitants hide behind their ancient walls. But the Mongols, ever resourceful, construct catapults, raining destruction from above. In 1215, the city falls. The Khan's ambitions stretch further, towards the wealth of Central Asia. After a failed attempt at diplomacy with the Shah of Khwarezm, Genghis Khan marshals the largest army the world had seen. His conquest through Central Asia is swift and merciless, his empire now spanning from the Caspian Sea to the Yellow Sea. As Genghis Khan's empire expands, it encompasses the Silk Road, the ancient network of trade routes that serves as the lifeline between East and West. Under his rule, this corridor of commerce flourishes like never before. Genghis Khan, understanding the value of trade and the exchange of cultures, enforces a Pax Mongolica, a period of peace across his domains that guarantees safe passage for merchants, travelers, and envoys. Merchants from distant lands traverse the Silk Road with confidence, their caravans laden with silk, spices, precious stones, and innovations. The Mongol Empire becomes a melting pot of ideas, religions, and technologies, facilitating unprecedented cultural exchanges. Genghis Khan invites scholars, engineers, and artists from across his empire to his court. The exchange of knowledge and ideas is encouraged, leading to innovations in military and civil engineering, astronomy, and medicine. Despite his unparalleled successes, the shadow of mortality looms over Genghis Khan. He deliberates on his successor, choosing one of his sons to inherit the vast empire he has built. In 1226, Genghis Khan embarks on his final campaign. It is during this journey that tragedy strikes. The great Khan falls from his horse, sustaining severe internal injuries. As the sun sets on the steppe, it also sets on the life of one of history's greatest conquerors. At the age of 62, Genghis Khan, the ruler who commanded an empire unmatched in size and ferocity, breathes his last. His death marks the end of an era, but the beginning of a legacy that would shape the world for centuries to come. The story of Genghis Khan, from his humble beginnings to becoming the ruler of the largest contiguous empire in history, is a testament to the indomitable will and strategic mind of the man who once said, "I am the punishment of God. If you had not committed great sins, God would not have sent a punishment like me upon you."